When it comes to image only ads, which is really just your listing, if you don't have a video for it, but you just have images, you're going to want to do a display campaign. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here, show you how the targeting works. It's a very simple campaign to put together, but again, you just want to know the small details. That is the most important part of putting this together. So that way when people see your cool listing, they click on it, takes them right back to your website, so that way you can convert that lead. We're going to go ahead and build a display campaign right here. So once you're logged in, we're going to go to campaigns, add a new campaign. It's going to ask you for a goal. And there's a couple of different things that you can essentially roll with when it comes to this. Website traffic, lead sales. Quite honestly, when it comes to a display campaign, I like to go with brand awareness and reach. For some reason, it just happens to work better than any of the other goals. So the only other option would be to have no guidance, but brand awareness and reach works well. So display, I'm going to go ahead and throw a website in here. So this is whatever website you're going to be as far as sending the traffic to. Again, does not have to be the exact page. Name your campaign there, hit continue. All right. Locations, where are you going to have the traffic going, right? So if this is a real estate listing or a real estate display ad and you're targeting people moving to your area, you want to be targeting those locations outside of your local spot. If you're trying to get local people, you want to target your local spot. If you're a business, if you're selling a product, whatever it is that you're doing, this is where when we mapped everything out in the beginning and we said what are the locations, this is where you punch those locations in right here. Just for time's sake, I'm going to say United States. Other than that, languages, if you have other languages that you speak, punch those in right here. I'm going to go with English because I wish I spoke other languages, but unfortunately I do not. So I'm going to hit next. What's your daily budget? I'm just going to say 10 bucks. That's like 300 bucks a month. When it comes to viewable impressions, so this is pretty interesting. Most of the time you can say 5 cents and it usually goes through pretty good. Like watch this, if I go 3 cents, not still worked that time. Alright, cool. Most of the time it's 5 cents. That is kind of like the norm as far as what it is. Now you see over here on the side it shows you, hey, this is how many impressions you should be able to get off of that. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. So targeting, this is where you essentially set up like your audiences, your keywords, placements, demographics. Now this is the interesting part about this. You pick your audience segments, one. Now the second part of it is your demographics, keywords, topics, placements. Do not pick multiples of these four right here. If you do, it's gonna tighten your ads up so much where they basically don't deliver. I've basically tried this on every which way, and it works the best when you basically just have one of these that you target. So obviously keywords, what people are searching for to make sense of what your ads are. Topics are a really good one. It's a little bit more broad, which is cool. Placements are very specific, meaning websites, specific videos. So if you want to run a YouTube ad, you would be using placements that you're putting them in front of specific channels, specific videos, something that you're like really laser targeted on. And then demographics, quite honestly, it depends. So if this is real estate, stay away from the demographics. You can't really do anything anyway. When it comes to employment, when it comes to income, when it comes to housing, you can't do a lot of stuff when it comes to targeting. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to add a couple things here in the audiences. So since we're talking about real estate, we're going to go ahead and add some real estate stuff in here. New homes for sale, houses for sale, Las Vegas real estate. Let's go homes for sale, pre-owned homes for sale. Now you can type stuff in right here. So let's just say you said home, search. You're going to get homes and gardens should pop up here, which is actually a really good one that I like to use. It seems to get a really good audience. Once it pops up, come on now. Alright, there we go. There's some stuff with homes. So let's go down here. Purchasing a home soon, moving soon, home and garden. That's a good one. There's going to be a couple different home and gardens. These are different areas. So these are affinities. These are in market. So it says what they're actively searching or planning. And this one is what their interests and habits are, right? You can also go to browse and you can start looking through these things right here, like life events. You can say what's a life event. Maybe they just retired, maybe they're moving, something along those lines. So this is basically like whatever your target audience is, this is how you're going to find them. So like where are those people at? What are they doing? This is where you want to target that stuff. So those are our audience segments right there. I'm going to say add targeting. And I'm going to go with topics on this one. I like topics. It's a little bit more broad, which gets the word out there a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and go with home and garden. Let's actually go a little bit deeper on that one, possibly. Nope. All right, let's go real estate listings, real estate services, shopping. I always like shopping. These ones are good. I'm going to do luxury goods. For some weird reason, that just seems to be a good one. We're also going to go with real estate in general. News isn't a bad one. You can actually get some pretty good audiences coming from there. And then it just all depends. Like this is mainly for real estate right here. So what is your niche? What are you doing? If you're in the fitness world, obviously fitness and beauty is a good one. Business and industrial. That's always a good one. So again, this is the topics. Where are your people? Where is your avatar that you're going after? This is what you want to pick. So I'm going to stick with audience segments and topics on this one. Go ahead and hit next. Now it's going to bring me final URL. What does that mean? This is where when they click on your ad, where are they going to go? Where are they going to land? So if you're going to have pictures of a specific real estate listing, you better send them to that specific real estate listing on your website. If you have a product that you're pushing out there as an image, you better send them to that page to buy that product. Whatever it is that you're showcasing on these images, you need to send them there directly. Put your business name in there. Okay, images. I'm just going to grab a couple houses here since we're talking real estate. Alright, let's just grab some houses. Now you can upload stuff straight from your computer. You can find stuff from the website, or if you have stuff already uploaded, it will come in here. And then also free stock images. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. You can do quite a few images. You can go up to 15. Okay, and then logos. Let's go ahead. Oh, it's not pulling my logos. It was just a second ago. I'm just going to grab one of those. So you're going to want to upload your actual logo here. You know what? I actually got a logo. Let's go our Academy logo right there. That one will work. Bam. Okay, cool. Alright, now as you can see up here, images, good. Videos, check. Which I don't have any videos in there, so that's interesting. Headlines and descriptions is next, and it gives you a little glimpse of like what it's going to look like on the side here, right? So obviously it says Las Vegas Realtors. So if it was like you're saying like homes for sale. Now if this is a real estate listing, these are the areas on the headlines. I like to put square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, if it's got a pool, things that are subjects of the house itself, because that's what's going to draw people in immediately. If this says, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, if this says home with a pool, things like that, that's what's going to draw somebody in right away. So I would say like over 2,500 square feet. I would say sparkling pool. I don't like how it gives me these like it pre-done stuff right here. It kind of drives me nuts because then I can't actually see what the frick I'm typing in here. I'm gonna say single story home. Okay, cool. See, headline got checked. Boom. Long headline. This is basically like combination of all this stuff in one shot. It's basically telling you, hey, if we're putting it on a certain website, which it shows you all the different sites that it puts it on, right? Websites and apps, YouTube and Gmail, shows you the different outlooks of what it would be with the different headlines, the different houses and stuff. Good looking ads, real quick, real easy. But what you want to do is some of the sites are going to just serve these quick headlines right here, but other sites are going to serve these long headlines. So you want to basically take this whole thing, throw it in right here. Now when it comes to the descriptions, it's a little bit longer. Now when it comes to real estate listings, I like to put in more about the area, more about the schools, more about things of that nature that you can kind of elaborate a little bit more on. Now if this was a product that you were pushing out there and you were talking headlines specifically about that product, this is where you embellish a little bit about how that product can be used, what you do with that product, things like that. I'm going to throw a few things that they just kind of already have done in here. Let's make sure that that description gets checked. Let's go. Give me a check mark. Come on. So now you got to kind of play with it a little bit. There we go. Okay. So you see that? Sometimes you just got to add a little bit to each one. You want to make that thing say excellent right there. It's basically just saying, hey, your ad's going to serve well to people. Obviously, we were just throwing some random stuff in here. So make it specific about your listing. Make it specific about your products. It's your product. It's your listing. It's your services. What do you want to put in here? But again, you can see you have 90 characters to use. The more that you use, the easier it's going to be to make this thing say excellent. This is a guide for you. Okay. Scroll down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and say create ad. Hit next. It's going to bring up and check for any errors. More than likely we should be good to go. Okay, great. Everything is fine. We're going to say publish campaign. Bingo. All done. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this one right here since obviously we don't need to be serving this thing, but that's your display campaign. So it's really not rocket science to do, but you just want to make sure you get all those details going so that way you don't miss anything. So go play with it and check it out.